I still think since our Chinatown location opened in 1976, we are the original beef noodle soup, I would say, of Southern California. That's our bread and butter. It's raised me all my life. We used to have a window. My grandfather would used to make the noodles, in the window, make the dumpling skins in the noodles. So I think that's where it kind of evolved. And now I feel like people have definitely taken it and ran with it, so...
We love the San Gabriel Valley. There are some amazing people and businesses here, and we think they deserve the spotlight. Welcome to the SGV Master Key Podcast. We'll have on the people that make the SGV great. We'll find out what makes them tick, their ups and downs, their history, and we're going to have fun doing it. This is the SGV Master Key Podcast. And now your hosts, Scott Warmoth and Russell Mano.
All right, SGVers, welcome back to another episode of the SGV Master Key Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. We love to document and share the stories of the people of the San Gabriel Valley. If that's interesting to you, please consider subscribing. And if you're a regular listener, sit back, relax, and stay tuned for another guest from right here in the San Gabriel Valley. One of our favorite topics to discuss is always food and restaurant. And, the San Gabriel Valley is sort of known for not just having diverse cuisine, but having really good diverse cuisine. And I've got to enjoy that for many, many years, as have you.
Yeah. Well, today we're actually talking about a restaurant that was quite close to where you grew up.
Yes.
So you've probably seen it a million times. But the funny thing is I started going there. I want to ask our guest today when it was open, because I believe I started going there in 1984, but I don't know if they were open for sure then or not. But we'll find out. I think they were. But yeah, we love food. We love all kinds of food.
Yeah. What's interesting is like if you come from, let's say, Midwest, right, and you come up to San Gabriel Valley, or where I grew up in Monterey Park, and you see like specifically the Cantonese barbecue. Like that's really striking for some people because you don't see roasted pig and duck like just hanging, but it's very common.
Not with the heads.
Yeah. But it's just common here, right?
Oh, yeah,
like
it is common, right.
There's a San Wu within, a couple miles of each other. And
I don't know if they're still around, are they?
Yes, there's the one on Valley, still Valley and 6th, and then there's the one on in San Gabriel. I think they're still around, but they sort of changed ownership of somehow. I'm not really sure.
But you see those style restaurants, yeah.
Yeah. And I just always think we're so lucky to have, such diverse but really good food of multiple ethnicities here.
Yeah, because we have all the first generation immigrants that come here and open genuine restaurants.
Yeah. If you want to find out about restaurants, I mean, there's so many ways now, I guess Yelp and even influencers on TikTok, on Instagram, they tell you about the places to eat. Another source, you can find out stuff in the San Gabriel Valley, is San Gabriel Valley Now, your source for city news, announcements, events, special savings, and everything SGV. Check them out on Instagram, sgv.now, and read their SGV Now magazine on their website, sgvnow.com. Our guest today found our show from an SGV3 that we had posted a reel about. And, when he reached out to me after seeing it, he was so thankful that we had posted this thing. And I said, well, it's the second time it was mentioned on our show. And as you look at the reel, it was Donnie from Events by Donnie. She was so excited to talk about it, as were you. You guys were saying you've been there for many years, right? So I'm happy to be able to have our guest today. His name is Denny Mu. He's the son that was mentioned in that reel, and he's his family has owned what was formerly Mandarin Deli and is now Mandarin Noodle House. Denny, welcome to the show.
Hola, ni hao ma. 大家好.
Hey, you got it all. Yeah. How about Japanese?
Ohio? I'm not sure. I'm not stirring the clock.
Awesome. Denny, I'm so glad that you've reached out to us. I'm so glad that we are able to have you on the show. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And I saw you shaking your head. Yes, you were open in 1984.
Yes, we were open 1978.
78.
Yeah, wow. 78. Yep. So we took over what used to be, it was a George's Hamburgers. I'm assuming, we're very memorable because our color palette for the outside of our restaurant's fairly unique. It's like red, yellow, green.
And I don't think it's ever changed, has it?
No, it has not. Only more pieces of brick or whatnot falling out off the restaurant building. But no, it builds character. We're still there, same color scheme.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about on the phone about your journey or your family's journey, but what is your connection to the San Gabriel Valley?
Yeah, my connection, well, the restaurant, right? Now if we can go back to myself, I was raised and born in the valley, San Fernando Valley, Northridge. So we used to have a location out there. But what's funny, being Chinese, Taiwanese, we would always come from the valley, specifically here to San Gabriel Valley to go see my eye doctor, my dentist, our grocery shopping. So all we had out there was a Ralph's. So back then, 99 Ranch was fairly uncommon. You had to specifically come out to the SUV to get specific groceries. So yeah, we'd come out here for all those things, my eye doctor, bless her heart. Yeah, but mainly it's our restaurant. So we've been here in 78, 45 years, 44 years. I'm not sure of the math. Yeah, we've been serving the community ever since.
And were you born here or in San Fernando Valley?
I was born in Chinatown, the hospital over there, but was born and raised in the San Fernando Valley up until I was like 16. And then I moved to Rancho Cucamonga, went to Houston, Texas for college. And then when I came back in about 2013, 14, then I started maintaining the Monterey Park location. Yeah, Mandarin Noodle House.
So you run it?
Yep, I run it. We used to have 6 locations, Mandarin Deli, umbrella, Northridge, Monterey Park, Little Tokyo. Chinatown was our first location in 1976, Northridge 1982, Little Tokyo about 1988, and then Monterey Park 1978. Yeah, so we've been...
Do you have other Mandarin delis right now?
Temple City, we used to own my aunt. So going back to my Monterey Park location, so my oldest aunt, my mom is number 2 oldest or eldest. My oldest aunt maintained the Monterey Park location. Her name was Carrie. A lot of people still remember her today as like the Noodle Nazi or who knows what, but she's still very memorable to this day.
The Noodle Nazi.
Yeah. I mean,
How come?
She was very flamboyant, Back then there was no Yelp, there was no Google, so nobody had anything to say, right? You can't just, after you die and you go online and post yada yada. So she was more flamboyant. If you stay on her good side, I'm sorry. If you stay on her bad side, you'll forever be there in the bad side. But if you're on her good side, try your best to stay there. So she would always, chew customers out, tell customers, you don't like my food, just go somewhere else, But these days it's different. With social media and all that, you can't do it.
Is she still there?
No. So my aunt, after she opened Temple City, it's called New Mandarin Deli now. It's under different ownership. And then she opened up another one in Lower Azusa, attached to some supermarket. She opened 2 within 8 years after the one in Monterey Park, and then sold them both, and then rode off into the sunset. So she's still out there in Claremont. Yeah, so that's where she's been living all her life, or bulk of her life. But she's completely retired now. My customers still ask about her every day because, being there 45 years.
They miss
being
harassed.
Yelled at. Harassed, yes, for lack of better terms. But, I feel like I've picked a little bit of her style, but she's taught me a lot because I used to go to the restaurant doing my homework in the back and running out with her kids. She also has a son and a daughter. They used to work in the restaurant as well, but being chewed out for so long, they didn't want to do it no more. So luckily, my mother was a different type of style. Yeah, so yeah, we're about tough love, but I always tell people, tough love is better than no love, so I'm still here,
So growing up in the San Fernando Valley, I imagine that you still spend a lot of time at the restaurant.
Oh, yeah. Well, we still own the property in the San Fernando Valley, but we leased it out to what's now known as Northern Cafe. They're popping up everywhere around college campuses. But yeah, slowly but surely, each one of my aunts and uncles were all retiring. They're all retiring. So my mom was the last one to retire, along with my other uncle in Northridge. So now they're in Taiwan right now, living the good life. They commute like 3 months Taiwan, 3 months back in the U.S. And it's just me and my uncle who maintained the Little Tokyo restaurant, who moved over to the Monterey Park location. So I'm blessed to have my uncle as support. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think Donnie said that she remembered you doing homework as a kid in the Monterey Park location.
Oh, yeah. I mean, so a lot of people get me confused also with my youngest uncle, Jimmy, who worked in the Chinatown location when he was like 14. Story of our lives. We've all been in the restaurant business since we were 14 or so. But yes, it could definitely be me. I used to, do my homework in the back of the kitchen, antenna little rabbit ears on a small TV, pulled up shopping carts from 99 Ranch, pretend it's a basketball hoop, and just had to pass the time. Back then, not as many responsibilities, so it was kind of like you pass time with what you can. So I'll shoot basketball in boxes, shopping carts, all that stuff, doing homework.
Well, where did you go to school? Were you right there?
No, so I went to school in once again, Northridge. I went to middle school out there, high school in Granada Hills High School, and then Claremont High.
But they just then your parents would pick you up and take you to the restaurant?
It was tough, you know. So being in the restaurant business, family's always there. It takes up pretty much your whole day, your whole life. So my mom and dad, well, my stepdad, if I can clarify, they would be at the restaurant, and then my dad would come pick me up and then take us directly to the restaurant. So no hanging out with friends. A lot of after school youth programs. We would have to stick around for 2-3 hours just hanging around at school because the schedule at work was so tough. So my dad would always come pick us up late, or my mom would pick us up late. But that's the lifestyle.
Wow. When you were experiencing that, did you like or dislike the restaurant life?
Of course, when I was young, you know, being a child, you know, you always want to hang out with your friends. You always want to do what they're doing. You know, hey, come with me to Chuck E. Cheese's, or come to my house. Let's ride a bike. Let's play some video games. But in my life, I rarely hung out with friends and all that stuff. So I always treat my customers as friends. You know, never made too many ties in my life, mainly because I was bouncing around as a child. Not for bad things, just because, you know, my family would like to flip homes, move here, move there. As I got older, I'm 37 now, so I totally understand the sacrifice.
I see. Yeah. I imagine that you didn't want to continue the restaurant business while you were experiencing it as a kid then.
Yeah, as a kid, I had absolutely no interest in the restaurant. You know, my mom would tell me to refill customers' waters, and even then I was super duper shy. You know, I would be crying out my mind, just saying, "Mom, I can't do it. I can't walk up to a customer's table and just refill their water." It was nerve-wracking for me. But as I go older, you know, I got out of my skin, and what's so difficult about pouring water, you know? Yeah, the restaurant life when I was a child, seeing all the sacrifice, it was too tough, you know? I didn't picture myself doing it now, but as I'm older now, I see it provides definitely stability. It's a tough lifestyle, but it's a simple lifestyle. You go to work, you don't have to bring the work home with you. But once again, I put on Yelp, you know, I got to turn off these notifications, you know? I mean, locker room talk, especially during this climate, you know, just talking amongst customers. Look, I'm not going to stray away from a good conversation, you know, but now it's like people not only judge you based on your food, they want to judge you based about like conversations you have in the restaurant, which is nuts, you know? Don't get me wrong, nothing sideways, but it's just a different area we live in now.
Really? So they comment on what kind of conversation?
Yeah, not to go into political stuff, you know, it's just stuff, you know, just stuff and joy. But now this is really rare, really, really rare. But yeah, the criteria now for a good restaurant has definitely evolved or gone back. I don't know.
A lot of different
social
angles.
media's nuts. Yeah.
When you were growing up and doing homework at the restaurant, what restaurant food did you like to eat there?
Ooh, I've been eating. So I still pride ourselves on our beef noodle soup. I still think since our Chinatown location opened in 1976, a lot of people still recall us at the Wing Hop Fung Plaza, specifically now where the Howling Rays is, I believe. Yeah, so we used to have a window. My grandfather would used to make the noodles, you know, in the window, make the dumpling skins in the noodles. So I think that's where it kind of evolved. And now I feel like people have definitely taken it and ran with it, you know. So we are the original beef noodle soup, I would say, of Southern California. That's our bread and butter. It's raised me all my life. I've eaten it. Boy, I'm trying to think of the days when I haven't eaten a beef noodle soup. I've been eating it all my life.
You eat it every day?
Every single day. I don't get tired of it. I have to clean my palate. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No offense. I got to clean my palate.
Your grandfather must be iconic to that area then.
Oh, yeah.
If you're what was the name of the plaza?
I don't know the specific name, but it's a Wing Hop Fung Plaza in Chinatown.
And it's in like the little like corridor that's sort of...
Yeah. There's an underground parking structure. There used to be like toy carts in the middle. I know there's still a Vietnamese restaurant, but it's where the Howling Rays is now upstairs. We used to be downstairs.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So your grandfather first started making the beef noodle soup.
Oh yeah.
Wow. And now I see it all over.
It's everywhere.
Oh, I love it too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, you know, I don't blame anybody. You know, it's just you close your eyes, you throw a rock. There's a beef noodle soup somewhere in that like a 1 mile radius. You know. Yeah, we're saturated with it now. It's bananas. You know?
Oh, is that right? I didn't know there were that many.
There's so many.
I mean, I've been doing it since 1984.
Yeah, thank you much.
Yeah, but it's not easy to find a good one.
Exactly.
It's got to be Taiwanese.
Absolutely.
There's a good one actually near our other office that I like to go to, a little Taiwanese cafe with great Neuromian.
Mm-hmm.
So are you the recipe holder?
Yeah, we hold the recipe. I always think, food should be more simple, getting back into like our body chemistry and all that, you don't need so many ingredients that your body's like dazed and confused how to break it down, So I pride ourselves in a clean tasting beef noodle soup, feeds the soul. I mean, proof is in the pudding. We've been there 45 years. We want to maintain your lifespan, not shorten it.
Yeah.
So we're there. We're there for you guys.
And are those noodles handmade, hand pulled?
Yeah. So we have multiple options. There's nowadays gluten-free.
Oh, no.
Don't get me started, but hey, we're here for you. If you need that gluten-free, we have it. But yeah, we have the, obviously there's the default, spaghetti looking noodles. They're round. Those are egg infused. Well, those are store-bought, processed. But then the handmade noodles, that's where we shine, right? So it's clean eating, in and out, Yeah, no preservative. I mean, all that jazz. Just easy, clean, simple eating,
Are they gluten free? Are they just rice noodles?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
We have glass noodles made from green bean. There's thick, clear noodles made from sweet potato starch, all that jazz. Yeah.
Do you learn that like, is it derision? Like, is that from your mom? Like the gluten free?
I don't know. We just have to market it that way now because it's a different era. It's a different era.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you to get noodles made from kale. And then,
goodness gracious,
then you're
too many
really
options. Too many. We have vegetarian options. Our water doesn't touch meat, so vegetarians can come eat. Without a problem. So, yeah, no problem.
So let's go back in the journey before. Like, so you obviously didn't really enjoy fully the experience of growing up as a child of a family that owned a restaurant, and then after, let's say, high school. Did you go right into working in the restaurant, or what did you do?
Yeah, I would, my first job was obviously in the restaurant, 14, 15 years old, just serving water and being a busboy. So that's where it was at, but it took off all of my time, right? So other than homework, in between homework, my mom would ask me for help and assistance, and I didn't mind doing it, but I wasn't paid for it, My allowance per week was $2, So I value the dollar pretty well, so, but, yeah, tough upbringing, but well worth it in the end,
Where did you go to college? Did you go to Rice? Or
No. I went to
Houston.
I went to Houston. I just went to Sci Fair College. It was a up and coming community college up there. I got my AA degree, but I worked for the corporate world, and in the end, I'm so blessed to have this restaurant. So I would say I'm the black sheep of the family. I wasn't really book smart, but I had the gift of the gab. So I was blessed to have the gift of the gab. So. And the passion for my food. As I was away in Houston for like 5 years, I missed my food, and I had to come back, not just because of that, but my mom kind of asked me, do you want to work in the restaurant? I tried to, for years I pushed it off, but I came full circle and I found the discipline.
You have brothers and sisters?
Yeah. I do have a younger brother. He's a mortgage underwriter. Absolutely no interest in the restaurant. The guy doesn't even come visit me, I mean, we're sometimes I wonder who was adopted, me or my brother. I'm not sure, but he
doesn't eat beef noodle soup.
Not any good ones.
This bugs me. My brother is just like me. We were both raised in the restaurant. We both did homework in the restaurant, all that stuff. But he definitely didn't like the upbringing. So he found his own path. He did the cookie cutter way, right? Go to high school, then go to a 4-year college, and then find a career in college, and then maintain that career from college. So he's doing well for himself. He's about to get married, so bless that guy. But yeah, my brother, every time I see him, I got to punch him in the arm, I really do.
For not coming to the restaurant?
For not coming, But he sure comes to all the Chinese New Year's, and I'm just kidding. My brother's, he's a Capricorn, guys. No, I'm sorry. No,
and you're what?
I'm a Sagittarius, so I feel
so how do those get along?
His personality is like rock. No offense, Capricorns, but mine is more. I'm just out there. I'm out there. Yeah, I'm pretty flamboyant myself.
Why did you choose Houston?
So my mom co-signed a house for me in Houston. She went out to visit for like a week in 2005, 2004. And then she just said, hey, she called me. She said, Denny, I found a house I might invest in. Do you want to, it was the best choice and the worst choice of my life. Being 18, I was like, who doesn't want to live in a home by themselves in Houston, right? And just go to college out there. But 18 years old on my own, come on, I mean, I was thinking parties, I was thinking this, thinking that, but yeah, that was why I went out,
Instead you got
a big house to myself.
And
yeah, I moved right during Hurricane Katrina, so that wasn't fun, But Houston's more than people think it is, though. But I love it. You know, never say never. I may go back. I may open a restaurant. Who knows? I might.
So
invest.
do you have family there?
I do not.
Oh.
Specifically Sugar Land. A huge Asian population. And I heard that they're up and coming. I know Monterey Park was ranked number 3 safest city, like pre-pandemic. But Sugar Land was ranked number 1 in 2005. So, yeah, my mom... Yeah, back to my family love investing in homes and all that stuff. Yeah, so
as an Asian person growing up in San Fernando Valley and then having spent a lot of time in San Gabriel Valley, what was it like being Asian in Houston at that time? What is it like over there?
Yeah, you know, I always see it as wearing our bodysuits. You know, these are our birthday suits. For me personally, I got along with everybody. You know, it's funny because I always felt like people gravitated towards me, which is strange. You know, but I think it was wonderful, you know, very accepting out there. Everybody mind their own, that Southern hospitality. So yeah, I thought it was wonderful, you know. That's why I'm still the road to moving back one day or in the future, who knows, it's definitely open.
And when did you come to like fully commit to working in the restaurant?
Oh yeah, when I came back to Southern California in about 2014, 13, yeah, that's when I fully committed. Yep.
Was it scary?
Initially, the first few, I was working only 3 or 4 days to start, you know, during the weekdays, so I didn't really get the full gist of it. I mean, it was busy, but my responsibilities started to grow over time. Yeah, I mean, kudos to our customers. They made it so easy, you know. They were welcoming. They're like, who's this new guy, you know? But they put 2 and 2 together. I think they could tell, like, my passion. And, guys, to this day, I'm still working by myself Monday through, like, Thursday, you know?
You don't have a huge footprint there. I mean, how many tables do you have?
It's a small restaurant. I would say 11 to 12 tables max, with 2 of those tables being round tables that seat about 5 to 7. The rest seat about 4, and 1 table seats 2. So our capacity is fairly low, like 40 to 45 people.
Yeah, you just must have a lot of turnover.
Absolutely. A lot of turnover.
What hours do you keep there?
Oh boy, this is a trick question. No, I'm just kidding. So we open at 10:30. We close at 9 o'clock. Nowadays, you know, I have to close the kitchen at least by 8:30, so like a last call. But we close at 9 o'clock. Pre-pandemic, we closed at 9:30. But
okay.
We've kind of stuck with this schedule ever since. Yeah.
But have you found that there's always pretty much a full house there?
Oh, absolutely not. You know,
No?
The restaurant lifestyle it's tricky, right? So there can be within an hour, there can be an injection of just a herd of people coming in, and then an hour later, it could be completely empty. You know, so we pride ourselves at least in like that, especially between like I would say 3 to 5 o'clock. That's kind of the transition time where you kind of get a dribble of takeout orders or some diners who are just in the area running errands. But lunch rush, which let's be real, I mean, a lot of people aren't working in the office these days. A lot of people are working from home. So I feel like that's kind of dampened, I've missed a lot of our customers. Come back, guys. Where you at? You know? But I know the office thing it's changing up the dining out culture, and I'm not a big fan, but it is what it is. I can't control it. You know?
Do you remember some of the customers coming in now that used to come when you were a kid?
I'm absolutely. I mean, understand, you know, they're still handsome as can be, you know. They must have found the fountain of youth because these people have not aged. Yo, kudos to you guys. But a lot of stories, you know. I still get stories to this day where they would bring their kids. Their kids used to be 3 years old. Now they're 37, 38. They have kids of their own, and it's bananas. Even now, I'm watching like 4-year-olds grow up, and now they're 8, 9 years old, and I'm like, what? And they call me Uncle Denny, and it's, you know, shoot, it's nuts. It's a beautiful feeling. This is one of the reasons why I pride myself on doing what I do, because you know I can directly imprint myself, you know, in a positive way. I hope to these up and coming generation, you know, in a positive way. And I try to tell them, you know, restaurant life isn't a horrible life. I always feel like it's a good occupation to have when you're a youngster, you know, 18, even when you're 18, you know, 16 to 20. I mean, you know the value of the dollar, you know how hard you have to work for it, and discipline. That's where it's at, you know.
What if you find out they're calling you the noodle Nazi?
Ah, man, they can call me whatever they like. You know, I always thought sticks and stones can break my bones. Words can't hurt me, so call me what you like, you know. Yeah, I always 99% of my customers walk in and be like, "Hey, handsome guy," you know. I'm just kidding. They don't do that. But no, I love my customers, and I try to remember everybody's names. I really have a very good, pretty much notebook of how many names I have. But faces, ooh, Yeah, it's nuts. I know so many faces. I mean, I see them at the gym. I see them walking about, maybe at other restaurants, and then I give them that evil glare, you know. But no, it's been great. Yeah.
Wait, you go to other restaurants?
Yeah. Well, you know, only on my days off. I mean, to be quite honest, my next favorite food after my beef noodle soup is a simple burger and fish and chips. So,
Where can you get fish and chips?
boy, no, I'm not loyal, yo. I'm not loyal. I just Yelp fish and chips, and I just do whatever. Like, yeah. I mean, Baja Cali Fresh has good fish tacos, but yeah, yeah. I just gotta feed my craving. That's all, wherever it may be.
Well, Denny, we ask each guest to bring an item of significance with them. What did you bring with you today?
Oh yeah, so I brought a couple items. So I brought these shoes during COVID. Here are the shoes.
So can you describe it for the listening audience?
Yep.
Oh, it says SGV on the back.
It says SGV and LA on the back. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
And they're
these are Vans. So this is, I believe, when Vans was first coming out with customizable shoes during the pandemic. They had reached out to us. One of my customers works directly with Vans, and they just kind of pitched it to him. And because everyone was struggling, I would say restaurants specifically were struggling during the pandemic, lockdown and all that. So Vans came out with a shoe for us, asked me to, pick a color palette, pick a little design. And yeah, they came out with these shoes, So they posted it on their website for a limited time. It was only, I think, on for 4 or 5 days. And they sold 101 pairs of these shoes.
Because that's your color scheme at the restaurant.
It is green, red. I would say jade green, to be specific. Red, yellow. Yeah. And I'm not a shoelace type guy. I just like to put my feet in my shoes, so I just chose these. But I don't wear these to work because they are way too slippery.
And there's a signature on there.
Oh yeah. So the signature is from Rich Bryan. So he's from 88 Rising, a music, I would say specifically an Asian music production company. Yeah, he came to visit, shot a commercial for his own music and his alcoholic beverage, and I brought these shoes with me and I had him sign it. So these are one of one, but I do wear them all the time.
Awesome.
Yep. And then I also brought some family photos. It's just mainly my grandfather, So, yeah, here we go. So this is my grandpa,
So if you can hold it, yeah.
Yeah, this is my grandpa, my grandma. These are the ones who made the restaurant happen,
Wow, okay. And who are those?
Oh yeah, that's me as a child, and then that's I think that's my brother. Looks like him.
Which one are
Might be
you?
him. I'm the one right. I'm sorry. I'm the one right here.
Okay.
Yep. And then that's my younger brother, 1 year younger. Yep. Yeah. And lastly, this is a photo of my pops. So going back to my history, this is my mother. This is my mother, and that's my father, and then my brother once again.
Oh, that's a very American style photo.
Oh yeah. I still remember that day. So if I can elaborate on that. So one of the reasons why I do what I do is because my father himself, my biological dad, passed away when I was 7. We had a location in Northridge. So he started that location in 1982. And then I still remember the night, crappy memories, but it is what it is. After work, this is, after a 13-hour shift at the restaurant, the sucker, drove home and got in a car accident, right? So why do I do what I do? Because I feel like the guy, I still remember his smile and all that in the restaurant, and all the customers always approaching him being like, oh, is Hoon Hoo here today? Is Hoon Hoo here? So, I would always, I always wanted that attention, like that admiration. Mm-hmm. Like customers go to the restaurant, they want to specifically not just eat your food, but they want to talk to you, So being that he passed away and I saw how happy he was, that's one of the reasons why I want to keep doing this is imprint myself on other people's lives positively, and keep that homey feeling. Because nowadays I feel like restaurants, let's be real. I mean, all these restaurants, do you see family there, like working on premises, At my restaurant, family's always there. We're in it with you. We all know profit margins for food isn't big, and we try to cut corners by like having family work for maybe lower or doing more than asked, to make a little more, right? So yeah, I see the sacrifice, but at the end of the day, I have everything I need. I always say, don't get too greedy. You have what you have. I feel like the more we have, the more miserable we become. So I just want to have enough. I don't need to have a lot, which is why, But nowadays, everybody wants the newest shoes, newest clothes, newest ride, biggest house. Complain I can't afford a house. You haven't even worked 5 years, But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good attitude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure if it didn't happen, he would have went to work the next day. It is what it is.
You were 7.
Yeah, I was 7 years old. 7 years old. Yeah.
Oh, so he died in that car accident.
Yeah, he died in like a heart laceration, something like that. But I'm blessed to have. Look, I have a stepdad now, love him to death. So I'm blessed to have 2 fathers, but not too many memories with my biological dad. But I just remember how people gravitated toward him, asked about him, and boy, all those handshakes and smiles. So yeah, it meant a lot to me. So yeah, he was a celebrity, and this is my way of being a celebrity. I'm not big on social media and all that. So my restaurant is I feel like my restaurant's a theater also.
Yeah. Well, it's iconic.
Oh yeah, it's iconic. It's iconic. Yeah, people say make a left turn at that red building as opposed to make a left on like Chandler. It's nuts.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
Wow.
But it is a theater to you. It's where you perform, huh?
Yeah, it's where I perform. I mean, here I'm kind of restraining myself, but in the restaurant, gosh, I like when I'm serving food, I make twirls like I'm on like rollerblades or roller skates.
Really?
Oh yeah. I'm a one-man show. It's also tough to find help. So I bust the tables, I take the orders, I give the change, I work the register, and occasionally I have to run to the back and do like onion pancakes or pan-fried dumplings, So yeah, I do everything, but it's all worth it.
So what hours are you usually performing there?
Oh boy, I'm performing all day, 10:30 to 10:30. I don't get home by 11.
So
until 11.
you work the whole day?
All day. There's no breaks. I noticed some restaurants close one day a week. We don't do that. I also noticed a lot of restaurants close between like the hours of 3 and 5, so they can maybe have a break or a lunch break. But we eat on the fly. When customers, as soon as customers walk in, we stop eating and then we start serving. So there's not really a me time.
Was your grandfather also like your dad? In that sense?
Oh yeah. Everybody gravitated to him. I mean. I think we're one of the first to make noodles in the window, so kids, families, everybody would come see us make the noodles, and you can.
So he was performing.
Performing, yeah. But,
wow.
Yeah, we still have a window, but my chefs, by the way, they are Hispanic, but top of my grandfather for 34 years they've been with us. They've been working with us since they were 16 years old. Now these guys are 54. It's nuts. You can't find such loyal helpers back there, and. I feel like that also helps because there's a small window in our restaurant. You look through the back and you see, there's Hispanic chefs. Well, it makes our Hispanic clientele, I feel like, maybe more comfortable. They're like, oh, okay. We see them cooking the food. We're welcome, So I get it, But, yeah.
Wow. I never worked restaurant before, but I've heard this term like family meal or something, right? Like go to the restaurants eat together. Mm-hmm. And I remember it was at somewhere in the San Gabriel Valley for sure. Maybe it was Hong Kong Cafe or something, that all the cooks and then the wait staff came together. And what was so like, I was smiling, but it was a Hispanic or Latino staff right alongside the Chinese speaking staff, and they were eating family meal together and chopsticks. And I was like, wow, that's so cool.
That I agree with. I think that's why some restaurants close between those hours. But Sergio eats with his mouth open. So we had to stop that. We said, let's just keep going, So, yeah. But I respect it.
You let him still work there?
Yeah. My chef, Sergio Roberto, oh man, kudos to them. They've done everything under the sun. Sergio, he takes a bus from Koreatown to the restaurant for 34 years. It's nuts. The guy's a millionaire, low key. Nobody knows it.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
We're blessed.
From Koreatown.
Oh yeah.
This is so interesting, right? Because like so many restaurants, like they're just businesses, right? Like they just hire some teenager to work there, and they're like, okay, well, do good customer service or whatever. But you can't make somebody care about.
You can't. Yeah, we really care about your well-being. I mean, seriously, we're there for you. I mean, let's be real, 45 years. I've had spouses. Obviously over time, the circle of life, people pass on. We've had a husband, go before the wife or whatnot. They're in their like 70s, 80s now. They come alone, and all they want to do is to have someone to talk to. I feel, So numerous times I just have people coming in by themselves who just want to get something off their chest. Sure, they're buying just like 1 $14-15 beef noodle soup, but during that, while they're eating, they just want to conversate. They really want to get stuff. It has nothing to do with the restaurant. They're just talking about their lives, and I'm there for them, you know? So I feel like not only am I there serving food, but I'm there to be like, I'm not your therapist, but just lending you guys my ear, you know, try to make your days better, you know? So that I feel a lot of restaurants have done away with, you know, that one-on-one vibe. Nowadays, it's you put the food on the table, you eat it, you pay the bill, you're gone, you know? You might know the server's name, but the server probably won't be there the next week. You know, that's the turnover in the restaurant industry is huge, which is why I want to maintain my clientele. Yeah.
Well, I think it's such a treasure. I mean, the only restaurant I know who does that would be like Lee's, right? Like where Sahan greets you by name when you come in, and he's having at least some sort of conversation with you. And honestly, that's like part of the reason that people go back.
I believe it.
Right? Because like you feel that they actually care.
You appreciate it.
And now I just see all these horrible things where like people who don't care about the food and the process, like doing all kinds of things to your food because like it's not their business. You're not their customer.
Yeah.
Like they just and having to trust who's making your food is a big thing that I think people
it's huge.
You don't really consider so much.
Yeah,
you know,
it's huge.
But I know Scott probably wants to get into more of some of your food and stuff. But let's take a quick break and we'll be right back.
At Wormuth Law, they believe that just because you speak a foreign language, come from a different culture, or simply don't know how to navigate the legal system, that should not prevent you from compensation from injury or receiving benefits. Their multicultural staff have been helping SGVers like you for over 38 years. Visit law888.com or call them at 626-784-7017 and tell them you heard about them on this podcast.
All right, we're back with Denny from Mandarin Noodle House, formerly Mandarin Deli. We're talking about the care that goes into running a restaurant the way that you do, and you're trying to preserve that, and it is very special. Yeah, I just wish a lot of restaurants were that way now, and I guess the owners are so far removed often from the whole process, right?
Oh yeah.
But you're there in the grind.
I'm there in the grind, in the trenches. It's you know, it's tough. You know, sometimes you're so burnt from working. I mean, I've got a lot of mileage on these legs. You know, but you know, to lending my ear, I feel like Patch Adams of the restaurant industry. You know, I mean, I kid you not. But you got to stay positive. You know, put your imprint in people's lives in a positive way, and I think people appreciate that. You know, always work with a smile and whatnot.
How many dumplings do you make a day?
Dumplings are ongoing, so we still do it the old school way. No machines, all handmade. No cutting corners. I understand machines will definitely make it easier, but so I would say at least 100 servings of dumplings per day we sell, which comes in batches of 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
oh my god,
yeah. So we're there making it overnight every morning.
Do you sell, you know, to go like frozen dumplings?
Trick question.
Whatever.
Trick question. So we do make everything on premises, which I think has a value of its own. We do, but the prices are the same, but we just give like 4 or 5 pieces extra, right? We don't do like bags of 50 for like $20, you know? Yeah. Ingredient costs have gone up, labor's gone up. So we stick to per serving 4 or 5 extra.
And are you making the dough there also?
Yeah, everything.
Oh my god.
Everything. The meat, we chop it up ourselves, we grind it up ourselves.
Are you slaughtering the animal in the back
No,
too?
we're short of that. We're short of that. Although I'm sure if we had a slaughterhouse, I'm sure we'd do that too. But no, yeah, everything's made on premises every single day, every single morning.
What's more popular, steamed or pan-fried dumplings?
I personally prefer the pan. I think the pan-fried sell more, you know. But there are those, especially for the children, because they can't eat too crunchy or too crispy things. The boiled meat dumplings, boiled fish dumplings, yeah, people love that too. So
what do you say to the person who's like, I've never been here, this is my first time, what do you recommend?
Oh, always the beef noodle soup, pan-fried dumplings, and the onion pancake. We don't deep fry anything. Everything's pan-fried with water and just a drizzle of oil. But yeah, those are, I think, are staples. The beef noodle soup, pan-fried dumplings, onion pancake, and the cucumber salad.
And for a listener who, like, let's say that they don't eat a lot of Asian food, and what if they're expecting like Panda experience?
No, what? No. I have so many people come in and ask, like, is this pho? You know, I'm like, come on, guys. You know, is this ramen? You know, so ours is
Like there's no orange chicken?
yeah, we do have orange chicken just to appeal to the masses, but we call it Mandarin boneless, And then someone said, "Oh, do you have General Tso's chicken?" I'm like, "Who is that? Who is this guy? Heck if I know." But we offer so northern. Our food is Taiwanese / Shandong food, Northern Chinese food. So we love our soups and we love flour. So our cuisine is basically soups and flour related items. So and our cold salad. So going back to my grandfather, he was the first, I believe, to put beef noodle soup, like pot stickers, and a cold salad under one roof. And now, oh gosh, there's countless many restaurants like that. But
it's comfort food.
It's comfort food,
Has anybody ever asked for egg foo young?
Oh, absolutely. I don't even know what
really?
that. To this day, I don't know what egg foo young is.
What
I
is that?
That was what when I was growing up we called Chinese food. I mean, it was a dish.
Oh gosh.
I don't think anybody has identified it as as a particular food, but
yeah. And then people ask me, do you guys have chop suey?
Chop suey.
like,
That's another one.
Chop suey is good, but it is like
what is chop suey?
Back in the day, it was like just a mixture of leftovers. Whatever you had lying around, you just kind of mix it up, stir fry it in a wok, and that was chop suey. Just your next day's leftovers.
Wow.
Like people make soup. Some restaurants make soups that way.
Some people make
right?
anything out of it. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, chop suey. I remember that as well.
Yep. Yeah.
Egg foo young.
Egg foo young. Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, I've heard it. I've never seen it on the menu.
I haven't either.
I don't know that it's a real Chinese food. I don't know. It was when I was growing up. That was like
yeah.
Oh, almost 100 years ago.
Stop it.
Is the pickled cabbage, is that a Taiwanese thing?
Yeah,
As a
it's
garnish,
sour
right?
cabbage. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, sour cabbage.
So I always in our restaurant we think less is more. So some people were like, "Oh, this is too or not salty enough," or like there's no garnish on it. But you can always ask for it, right? You can always ask for the sour cabbage and put it on top. But I know that a lot of people these days eat with their eyes, which makes sense, But come on, I mean, put it in your mouth and then let me know how it is,
What about there's this beef wrap?
Oh yeah, beef pancake roll. Yep.
What is
we
that
have
called?
that too. Beef pancake roll
Oh,
or beef
sorry.
wrap.
In
Mandarin niro jimbing.
Niro jimbing.
Yeah, niro jimbing. Yeah, it looks like a Chinese burrito. It's just sliced beef shank. If you want sliced green onions, cilantro. If you want a lot of food allergies out there, no cilantro is okay, guys. And then just a dribble of hoisin sauce. Yeah.
Okay.
But you come to restaurants like ours because you wanna eat and feel satisfied, leaving knowing that you're full. I go to half of these restaurants out there. I paid $100 and I'm still hungry. You know what I mean? So that's where I think the value of our food is still there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. The only other Taiwanese thing that I know is not only other, but stinky tofu.
Oh, I love stinky tofu.
Oh,
I love that stuff.
you love it.
I dislike durian with a passion, but I love stinky tofu.
Have you had stinky tofu, Scott?
Yeah, sure. Cho tofu.
To tofu.
You have had it?
Yeah, I couldn't. I mean, I would never eat it again. But, I mean,
I love it. The stink. I love it.
Really?
Yeah. It's an acquired taste, At first I didn't like it, but paired with some cabbage, some pickled cabbage and all that, it is delicious. The stinkier, the better.
What?
Oh, man. Oh, it's great.
So I know people really like it, and like I think in Taiwan it's like really
everywhere.
popular,
it's
right?
very popular.
Outside of every 7-Eleven, right outside, you can just get it. Yep. I mean, come on, you can smell it. So
Yeah, and I can't overcome that. I'm curious because people just like you, they say they love it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't just say it's good; they say they love it.
They love it.
So I'm curious to have that experience, but I just can't overcome the smell.
Yeah, I'm blessed. My lady loves it even better when I kiss her after. It's great. Woo. It's great.
Are you married?
No, I'm getting there. I mean, I'm blessed. I don't want to put the carriage in front of the horse, but being in the family restaurant for so long, you meet so many moms. Shout out you moms out there, okay, for considering me, But yeah, I've had moms introduce me to their daughters, some stuck, some didn't. But now that I'm 37, let's be honest, I think as I'm getting older, I got to move a little quicker. No, not too much pressure. It's got to happen naturally. But yeah, a customer introduced me to her daughter, and now we're dating.
Okay.
And she's been dining with us for 30 years, starting at my Northridge location, then in Monterey Park. Her mom knows my mom knows her mom. So can I throw her career out there? Should I throw her occupation? She's a urologist. That's right, guys. She's a urologist.
Wow.
Wow. So I feel like Cinderella, but hard work pays off, in different ways. So I'm fortunate.
Wow. Awesome. Well, Denny, we're going to move on to the final segment of our show where we get peek inside some of the things that you like outside of just Mandarin Noodle House.
Absolutely.
So, Denny, we want to talk about SGV3, three places that or three activities or places that mean a lot to you.
Yeah. So, boy, I had to filter through a lot of options. I can only go based off my fondest memories. I don't know if these restaurants are still around or not. The 99 Ranch Plaza, specifically in San Gabriel Valley, used to be like a plaza with like 3 stories. Yeah, a fond memory.
Where?
It must be Focus Plaza.
Yeah, Focus Plaza. So that's where I would go to my optometrist, and then we'd do shopping afterwards. And then, boy, there's so many good eateries in that plaza alone. So that's one of my fondest memories. And then Guinguo, it's called Rolling Walk. It's one of those restaurants where you just buy 3 items. You get like a side of rice and a soup. Mm-hmm. I would say Kang Kang Food Court. Something simple, but
where are they?
It's otherwise known as a xiaomei. Xiaomei, specifically the one. I'm bad with streets and all that, but there's the hat right there, and then there used to be a xiaomei, and I would always order like 3 items and then get a shaved ice when I'm done. So a lot of fond memories there.
Wait, is that in Alhambra?
And I believe it's in Alhambra.
What's the thing that you said before with the 3 items in the soup? What's that restaurant called?
Guinguo Rolling Walk.
Guinguo.
Yeah.
And where was that?
I think it was next to the San Gabriel, adjacent to Focus Plaza, but not exactly in the Focus Plaza.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was the service there memorable for you, or just the food?
I think you kind of served yourself. It was mainly the food and just the fun memories my family had, because we would go shopping after, and then we would just eat there, and it was just readily available. So that was one. And then for the third, I would just say shout out to all the boba spots that are out here. You can never go wrong. I think San Gabriel Valley is also the boba mecca. You guys can get, milk tea drinks everywhere.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, Kang?
Oh, xiaomei everywhere. Yep.
Yeah, I first learned it's like a food court.
It is food court. Yep.
And you could get like 2 item, 3 item, whatever.
Yeah.
And I first saw it on YouTube, and there's just like a whole plate of food.
Yep. It's a good bang for your buck. Maybe it's because I'm so accustomed to just eating fast. I just want food fast, because I'm always working, and then I never get time to myself to eat. So I just want the food to be ready. I don't want to wait for them to cook it, and I just want it, and just say I want this, that, and then it's there, and then pair it with the shaved ice afterwards. It's great,
Oh, like a Taiwan, like Bing.
Yeah.
What do you get on
bao
it?
Bing. Yeah, I like to get a green bean, condensed milk, boba, and some fruits like aloe jelly or coconut fruit jelly, stuff like that. Which brings me, actually, I forget, Meat Fresh. I love Meat Fresh. It's a Taiwanese shaved ice place.
Oh, yeah.
Every chance I get, I'll go there.
That's a big chain.
Yeah, it is. And they make like hot.
I think there's one in Arcadia.
There is. I believe there's like 1 or 2 in this area.
Yeah.
One in Rolling Heights. But love those spots. I'm a big, I have a big sweet tooth, which is why I go to the gym, yin and the yang. But yeah, love that stuff.
What gym do you go to?
I go to LA Fitness.
The one on Main Street?
No, I always think the gym is like a fortress of solitude. So I go to the one in Azusa, close to my house in Glendora, or I'll go to the one in Monterey Park. But it's so busy, so many people.
A fortress of solitude.
Yeah, I like to put on my headphones, get in, get out.
Oh, you don't want people like asking you to perform at their gym?
No, but I was on the news lately, like Channel 4, Channel 9. Sorry for the victims of Monterey Park shooting. The news channels reached out to our restaurant just to ask like how the shooting affected restaurants, and so they put me on Channel 9, Channel 2, Channel 4, and everywhere I go, it seems like I even went to Vegas 2 weeks ago, and someone in the elevator said, "Didn't I see you on TV?" I'm like, "Holy cow!
Wow,
that's nuts!"
Wow.
And then at the gym constantly, but I must be doing something right, or it's my face. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Well, Denny, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your story and the story of your family, and really, it's pretty iconic to the whole San Gabriel Valley. I mean, I don't think anybody, even if they haven't gone to one of the restaurants, they certainly must have seen it or have heard of it. One of them at one point. If they want to come to visit you and see a performance, how can they do that?
Yeah. Please come see us, 701 West Garvey Avenue. We have you can't miss us. We got like a orange, pretty bright, vibrant building. Don't get too hesitant. I noticed in San Gabriel Valley, right, there's a lot of Chinese characters, a lot of characters you don't understand. But, yeah, just why not? Just you'll never know unless you try it, you know. But come see us. You know, I'm there pretty much 5 to 6 days a week. If I'm not there, it's my mom. If it's not my mom, then it's my aunt. But if you do see my mom, tell her I'm a good son. You know, I'm still in that tough love phase. So, but I'm in it to win it, and I'm there to serve you guys with a smiling face. And I sleep on the right side of the bed for a reason. You know, but anyways, just appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys so much.
Awesome. Well, Denny, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. And I'm glad I got to see those pictures. And I'm glad the listeners got to learn that story and that part of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, there you go. I don't know that you could be in SGV or not see these restaurants. Definitely go check them out. The one in Monterey Park where you can stop by and see Denny. We appreciate you spending this time with us and getting this insight into not just the restaurant, but the person behind the restaurant. And that's, really what the show is about, is to dive deep into what makes these people who they are. So if you like that kind of content, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to like and share. And as always, you can find the full back catalog of episodes on our website, sgvmasterkey.com. And until next week, we'll see you then.
You've been listening to the SGV Master Key Podcast. Our passion is the small businesses and the people that make up the San Gabriel Valley, and it's our honor to have them on the show. We hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure to like, rate, and review. The show is produced by Russell Mano, edited by Victoria Allers of Kind Monster Productions. Thanks for listening, and see you next time on the SGV Master Key Podcast.
Master, no, kind of master.